Well, it's 4:03 a.m. Pacific, so let's talk Chargers. Good morning, Costa Mesa! The Chargers got Khalil Mack, of course. That's the move. You can print the posters. You can put it on the side of a building. You are done. But they're not done. They went out and get J.C. Jackson, the ball hawk, the shutdown, the corner. And guys, I don't know if you were younger or now, whenever, you ever have like a really successful roommate who's got the best job and the best girlfriend or boyfriend and just always is on top of their game? That's the Chargers. They sit in the same building with the Super Bowl champ who became Super Bowl champs by doing what? Going out and getting big stars and big names and signing and spending big money. And the Chargers are like, we're here to play too. And there's something going on here with the Brandon Staley. I'm going to go for it on fourth down for my own territory. I don't care. They're kind of doing that in free agency. A year ago when Brandon Staley was brand new, he was barely just this new guy, just barely getting his feet wet. Now he's settled in. He knows what they want to do. They have two very exciting players. And guys, all eyeballs go to the AFC West. That's why we justify starting the show with it today. Because all those guys that Russ is going to have, all the Ty Hills, all those crazy Raiders, they will be running into Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. And I would only say a word of caution for the Chargers. I saw them described last night as one of the most exciting teams in the league. Be careful with that. Do not be the Clippers. The Clippers have often been the most exciting team in the league. Don't be that. Don't be satisfied with that. Be the Lakers. Be one of the best teams in the league because you have the talent now. They could have stopped the Khalil Mack and said, we're set, we can go to battle. No, they didn't. $40 million guaranteed for a corner who looks really good. 4:05 a.m. now, Costa Mesa, we love you. The Los Angeles Superchargers. Let's go.
You said like yesterday something about them being this team that you're excited about, and it's that season and that time. What would they have to do to change your mind? Is it going to happen in the regular season at all, or should I just stop now?
I think my words were, must be March. We're hyping the Chargers, and they are the kings of the offseason every single year. Never had a young talent quarterback like this, never had a crazy young coach like this, and never really gone and spent that kind of money this early in free agency. Now go win. Now go win the West.
No, will you be like, I believe in them?
No. When they win the 8-0, we've seen 8-0 teams. Yep. I'm talking about win the West, make difference in January, and you got the guys to do it now. It is 8:05, almost 8:06. Right, it's incredible. 4:06. I'm losing track of time. I'm excited about the Chargers, Sean.
You should be.
I'm with you. We've seen that 8-0 show before, right? The Arizona Cardinals did it just this past season. I love that you're talking about don't be exciting. Don't be the Harlem Globetrotters. Don't be the LA Clippers.
Be good.
The dunks, the slam dunks, all the highlights. You know what the Lakers did when they won championships? They played defense. So that's the big component right there for the Chargers.
Oh, man.
All about the defense. How about on the other coast? How about the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Let's go.
How about Doug Peterson right now? And the Jaguars fans, I mean, yesterday they were rolling. I'm going Fred Durst right here, all right? Because I know Jags fans are loving this ish right here. When you look at all of these players that they're signing, look, everybody loves spending money, right? But it's always better when you're watching other people spend money. So to watch the Jaguars spend money on all these players right there, these are all impact players right here. This is not, hey, we don't know what kind of production we're going to get right now. You draft players on potential. You pay players based on production. Every single one of those guys has had production and is going to make this team better. I look at two guys that jump off the page right there. Look, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, absolutely. We're giving Trevor Lawrence some weapons, and we're giving Doug Peterson some guys to move around. But Evan Ingram and Brandon Scherff right there in the middle of the screen. First of all, Brandon Scherff, one of the toughest offensive linemen in the NFL, been playing through all kinds of things, but he came into the league and it was like, man, this guy's an unbelievable run blocker. He has evolved into one of the best pass blocking guards in the NFL. This is going to solidify. he's an Iowa Hawkeye. The Giants wanted him a lot in the draft, and Washington ended up taking him before they got him. But just he's a throwback, and I think that's exactly what Jacksonville needs in the run game, personality-wise, culturally-wise. But then Evan Ingram, the other guy on that list. Look, Giants fans are very conflicted when it comes to
Are they wrong?
Because he made a Pro Bowl, and people were like, oh, he's a Pro Bowl tight end, and Giants fans were like, do not say that, because he had way too many drops throughout his career.
I don't even know if they are conflicted, Sean. They may just feel one way.
I think you're probably right. They're probably leaning. It's definitely not 49-51.
A new start.
But Evan Ingram, I remember going to practice And I would watch this guy, and I'm like, dude, this guy is unbelievable.
Always look great.
I mean, he was dominating. You want to talk about dunking on people in the red zone? He was unguardable in practice. He would torch Landon Collins on the regular. And I remember when Landon signed with Washington, Evan was like, man, I can't wait to play against him. So Evan Ingram was phenomenal in practice, phenomenal in matchups. I'm curious to see how Doug Peterson uses him, because Doug P loves him some tight ends. He loves moving him around. You think about what Zach Ertz and Goddard did for him in Philly. Those are going to be two very big signs for Trevor Lawrence, for Doug Peterson. If you're a Jags fan right now, you got to feel really good about what just happened yesterday for your team.
It was a huge swing. I mean, they did something like the Patriots did last year, where it was like no other teams are going nuts, and like the Jaguars are like, no, we're just going to get everything we can on the first day. I appreciate it. It's an aggressive approach to it. Team that wasn't as aggressive, but I think was a little prudent and doing things very deliberately, were the New York Jets. And I know a lot of Jets fans were like, what are you talking about, the Jets? The Jets brought in 3 different players that I think are cornerstone guys, that they exactly were what they wanted to pinpoint and did so at the right price. Let's start with Laken Tomlinson, who a lot of folks at home might not know. Laken Tomlinson was a very productive mauler for the San Francisco 49ers. And why does that logo matter? Because Saleh and LaFleur showed up to the Jets last year, and they didn't have any of their guys. So they're preaching, hey, when we were in San Francisco, here's what we did. And there was no one in the locker room that could say, guys, it works. This is what they're about. Let me help you and show you how it's done. So they get one of their guys at a good cost. 3 years, $40 million sounds like a boatload, but at that position and at that premium, they didn't overpay for him. The next guy I want to talk about is CJ Uzomah, because he's one of our favorites on our show, but if you don't know what he is off the field, you haven't been watching the Bengals media availability, you haven't been watching Good Morning Football, this is a world-class pro. This is a pro. This is someone who can look around the locker room and say, here's how we did it in Cincinnati. We won games. This is what we did. And he's been there since the bad years. I mean, this is one of the guys that wasn't just here with Burrow. Uzomah goes all the way back to Andy Dalton and then was there for the Ryan Finley and the Brian Allen, all that stuff. Was there for it, and I think this is a pro's pro. Again, did not overpay. And they brought back 2 guys who were starting to do things for this team last year in Braxton Berrios, who at $6 million a year for what he did for the Jets, I think was a great addition to bring back on a long-term deal, which they did. And then Tevin Coleman, who showed flashes at running back. I don't think the Jets are done. If you're watching now and you're a Jets fan, I assure you that they are going to add someone on the defensive backfield. I assure you there will be another defensive lineman added. And I believe a tight end might also be added in addition to Uzomah. Wow. That could happen today. Okay. All right, that's 3 positions I think that the Jets can add in the next 48 hours. All right. Stay tuned. And then you have this. Top 40 picks. Look out. You've got 4 of them in a draft that is really deep on the offensive and defensive line and at edge and at wide receiver, the areas that the Jets need. Again, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was Le'Veon Bell, let's go for a grand slam. And it was C.J. Mosley, let's pay him the most ever at linebacker. And we're going to win the New York Post, and we're going to win headlines. That was exciting. It was exciting. This might not be as exciting, but I'm telling you there is a plan in place, and Joe Douglas is really being deliberate in who he is bringing in and how much they are paying and what types of people. Culture, culture, culture. There will be no turds on this Jets team moving forward. That is what they're looking for right now. This is going to be a team that is built on culture and on class and as a winning organization. They're getting the right people first, and then they'll be spending the money where they think they deserve to get paid when that time comes.
And congrats to all the free agents signing big deals. We love that for you. Of course, CJ Uzomah will be here in our backyard. That's a lot of fun. He was on the Bengals, and there's no team that I was more apprehensive about going into free agency than the Cincinnati squad that got to the Super Bowl, that clearly has had issues protecting their quarterback over the last 2 years, especially evident in their Super Bowl appearance that some might think is a fluke. Then they tag Jesse Bates, and I'm like, what are we doing? Are we going to open the pocketbook a little bit? And they do tone setting, by the way. As the negotiating window opens, they decide to do what they need to do. Did they break the bank, Shregs? You're talking about the Jets not overspending. They didn't overspend. They didn't go for the Teron Armsteads, the bells of the ball, but they added some pedigree, some Super Bowl champions. They had Ted Karras, of course, who has 2 Super Bowl rings on his own. They opened it up with Alex Kappa, the guy we talked about a lot yesterday, a Bucs Super Bowl champion. So adding a lot of pedigree. This offensive line is so much improved from what it was 24 hours ago, and I don't think they're done. They might snag a couple offensive linemen in a deep class as well. It's all about protecting Joe Burrow and getting back to that Super Bowl. So I know they didn't get Scherf, and they didn't get my guy, Teron, who I love, and maybe the Colts grab him today. That's what I'm hoping. But it's the moves that needed to make, because there's a bigger picture here. We're talking about making the right moves. That extension for Burrow is going to come. They're going to have to figure something out with Jesse Bates, who's 25. They've tagged him, and I want a long-term deal. So getting these guys that are maybe lesser price tag but can improve the offensive line was the way to go, in my opinion.